I'm Jim Ross. He's Matt Van Horn. And this is the 3 Mile Domination Podcast.
Hey, Matt. How's everything going?
Great.
Keeping busy?
I am. It's always a busy week.
Yeah, I'm prepping for a trip to Colorado here, so be gone for a couple days.
Yeah, I've got to go do a few site visits myself around Florida.
Well, I had a pleasant surprise. That's what kind of this topic came up for this week. I was prepping for. I'm kicking over a new site in Colorado here. And I always, kind of sit down and do a little research on them and see what the internet presence is, that kind of thing. And came across something I never had seen before from a manager. He took it upon himself to make his own videos, his own promo videos for his site.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. I was just, I typed in the name of his site and all that, and of course they have a website, which it's okay. But more interesting was these promo videos popped up, and there was 4 of them. And I thought, that's pretty cool. You watch them, and it's actually the manager himself, and he introduces himself and does his site tour, and it goes through like the top 5 questions a customer may have before he rents. And it's like, that shows a lot of initiative. I've never had a manager do that before, so I'm excited to kind of go there this week and meet him and basically congratulate him on taking initiative to market his facility. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I mean, so often that we have to bang the drum on this kind of stuff, and it doesn't get done without some arm twisting. So it's good to hear that someone out there is actually doing this on their own. And I'm sure a lot of people are. But, there's a number of facilities that we work with or that we see or that we review and competitors, things like that aren't doing anything. And right now, I just don't see how you can't.
No, it's pretty easy. So I kind of want to talk about, I've been thinking about videos and what's a easy way to start collecting videos and getting your name out there. And especially for the existing sites that are already up and running. Great way, and I really promote it all the time for all of our stores, is creating testimonial videos from your current customers. If they're already sold on your facility, they've already called around, they've already moved in, they like you. So why not get it on video and have them, talk about how great you are? And what we've done, I'll just, break it down how we do it at our site here. We actually have a little display on our counter that says, free, we have little dollar signs, free money off your rent for a quick video testimonial. And I'll leave it up to the managers. If they want to do it as a special, we'll waive an admin fee, or we'll waive a $10 storage fee, late fee. We'll do that for you, but here, gotta do something for us, and say cheese with the camera, and tell us how awesome we are. And we have that little display on the counter, and if you remember those flip cameras that were really popular a few years ago?
Oh, absolutely.
Nowadays everyone has a smartphone, but I still like having those flip cameras because we put them on a little stand and have that mounted on the little stand right next to that little display about giving us a video testimonial. And more often than not, people are just like, well, what's up with this? They initiate it. And it's easy, We don't script it. We're not going to, they can tell us we suck. We don't care. Of course, they don't do that, but we'll let them say whatever they want to say. And, we record that. And, of course, each of our sites has their own YouTube channel. And what we'll do after we get that, we'll upload it to our YouTube channel. And you want to optimize it. Now, when I say that, it's, making sure like in your title, it's, storage in the city you're in, and of course, the name of your facility. But ideally, what you want to do is think of when someone's searching for storage, they're going to look for, storage in the name of your city. And of course, you'd like to have all the videos pop up. And most storage facilities, they don't do that. There's hardly any videos at all. And what's great is the more testimonials you gather, the more videos you're going to put up there, they're going to start showing up. I mean, perfect case in point, I have a site in Logan, Utah, and this is especially true when you have kind of smaller markets. It is easier to get visibility. So, any of the smaller mom-and-pop places listen to this. This is easy thing to do, implement, and start seeing results immediately. Because, again, there's a lot of competition, and a lot of times on Google, the videos will show up under their search results. And right now, it's pretty crazy because also for the site, we have a large student population. And they're not camera shy. It doesn't take much pride for the students to give us a quick testimonial. And we've gone nuts. I mean, we probably have, my last count, I think, was 4 pages of video results. And every one of them is just saying how awesome, Logan self-storage is. And it's easy thing to implement.
Yeah, and it's extremely cost effective. I mean, the cost of a YouTube account is free. The cost of a flip camera, even though they're going to stop making them shortly, but even just a standalone video camera with a hard drive in it, you could probably find one under $150. So it's extremely cost effective. It takes 2 minutes to do with any of your customers, and the statistics for people reviewing, looking at reviews online that influence their buying decision it's actually insane. I've got a few of them right here that I'd like to share on the podcast right now. And for example, one of them is 97% of people who made a purchase based on an online review found that review to be accurate. So people that are looking at your website to see these reviews, they actually believe these people. And you would think so. I mean, no one wants to put up fake reviews, and that's done a lot, and people don't like that, and people don't like fake Amazon reviews or fake iTunes reviews. So, again, especially when it's, people that are local and they're, broadcasting how much they love a facility, that does have a big influence. Another statistic is 92% of people have more confidence in info found online than they do in anything from a sales clerk or any other source. And that was from the Wall Street Journal back in 2009. Another one is 90% of online customers or consumers trust recommendations from people they know. So especially if you're using something local, like a referral program, or people that they may see that are friends of theirs, they really, really trust those recommendations. And then even above and beyond that, 70% of people will trust unknown users, and then it just goes down on a real big sliding scale where it says 27% trust experts, 14% trust advertising, and then only 8% trust celebrities. So obviously that one-on-one local connection makes a huge, huge difference. And then the last statistic that I'd like to share, which I think is really, really big in any industry, not just self-storage, is reviews on a site can boost conversion 20%, which is huge in any market, because we all know what the value of our tenants are, and if you start looking at that number and boost it 20%, that's a big deal.
Well, exactly. I forget the terminology for it, but you're just getting that peer, support in your buying decision.
Oh, absolutely.
You put these on your website, for instance. What a storage site is really doing that. And so they bounce to your website, and they see those testimonials on there. Case is closed. They're going to call you, so it's just a great thing to, easy to implement, put on your website. And again, put it on there, put it on, of course, on YouTube. Hopefully by now you have a Google Plus local account. Throw it up on there. Again, once you use the video once, there's a multitude of ways to, get it out there on the internet and get seen. And I just failed to mention, anyone listening to this, if you would like to get a sample of that flyer that we have on our counter, feel free to just go and email us, and I'll just send you the file, and you can just print it on your own and start using that. It's pretty slick. So just go and email us at info@3miledomination.com, and that's just the number 3. So info@3miledomination.com, and just let me know in the subject line you'd like to have me send you that video testimonial camera display, and I'll send it off to you.
That's excellent.
That's pretty. Just kind of give you a little tool here that's easy to implement, and hopefully you'll start seeing the results and getting those conversions, getting the phone in the room. we're doing what we can. But anyway, I also had a experience this week. Do you have anything more to add on the testimonials before we move on?
No, I think that's good. I think it gives a pretty good overview of why we want to do this.
Cool. Well, I also want to have a little bit of fun here, too. Matt and I talk all the time, with managers, and we have other people calling us for advice and consultations. And I had a call this week today. This is what I just got to shake your head at, because sometimes people in storage, they make this job a little harder on themselves than it really needs to be. There's a lot of easy checks and balances you can put into place that will just alleviate any future liability, make your job easier. So we talked about it long and hard, and I think Matt and I we'll do it every week, but when something pops up like this that we think everybody can utilize at their site, and hopefully make their life easier, we'll talk about it real quick. So this week we're going to talk about This Week in Dough! And This Week in Dough, I had a manager call me saying that his site is getting sued. And that's the last thing we all want to hear about, is a lawyer calling and, your site's getting sued. So I had him break down what was going on. The gist of it is, this site was not putting vacant locks on their vacant units. They were just leaving them wide open. And what happened was, he rented the unit to this guy. The guy can move his stuff in, and not really the guy's fault, but he was mistakenly moved into the wrong unit. Moved his stuff in, put his lock on. Well, then this manager was doing his walkthrough, and who knows how long it was since he last did a walkthrough, but regardless, did his walkthrough the next time. Something didn't match up. It was vacant on his walkthrough sheet, but there was a customer lock on there. So he cut the lock off, rolled it up, and it's jam-packed full of goods. Well, rather than lock it back up and sit on it and, wait for someone to come back and say, something's not jiving as far as a payment goes, they sold it in their next auction. And then, of course, that would happen. The next month, the guy came in to make his payment. They couldn't figure out where he was in the computer. They put two and two together and realized they had sold his stuff. Well, you can know what's coming next. Is here comes a lawsuit for $250,000. And it just makes me sick thinking about it. But again, what you can glean from this is put locks on all of your vacant units. You don't do it right now, please listen to this podcast, order. I don't care if it's even those little cheap little plastic, those, we all see those red, yellow, green locks you get for what, 30, 40 cents a piece. It's something. Get those, put them on your vacant units, just so there's not a mix-up. I mean, it's just something very simple to do, and if it saves you a lawsuit, do it.
Well, and the scary thing is, this isn't the first time I've heard this story. I have another story that's very similar to this, and I'll talk about it on another podcast in the future. But the repercussions were not only monetarily, which where we are right now in this society. I mean, right, you guys can't make these mistakes. You're going to get sued. There's lawyers and people just waiting out there for everybody, for everyone to make mistakes so they can sue us. But the other downfall on this kind of thing, and maybe we don't think about this, is the backlash we can get on social media. It used to be where if there was a mistake made, a couple people knew, maybe the person knew, their family, maybe they did a letter writing campaign to the paper and half the people saw it, half the people didn't, or didn't put two and two together. That's all changed now. With Facebook, with Google+, with Twitter, with YouTube, with, you name it. Everyone's email address is out there. These things can have major, major repercussions. And again, I have, a couple stories, but one in particular that I'll share on a future podcast. But these things do have a huge detriment to your business if we make these kind of mistakes. So really, it's just common sense stuff. Just think about it. If it makes sense, it's probably right.
No, exactly. So yeah, we'll have topics like this. Every once in a while we'll pop up that we'll talk about, and hope as long as you implement that, it'll save you a lot of headache in the future.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, I think we're good for this episode here. We'll talk soon.
All right. You have a great week.
All right. You too. Take care, man. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the 3 Mile Domination Podcast. Please check us out at our website, 3miledomination.com, where you can download our free ebook, connect with us on all the social media platforms, and to subscribe to this podcast. Please spread the word to those you think that will benefit from this show. Just don't tell your competitors. Thanks again.